Imagine a country where the US government says, do not travel. A place the media calls the terror capital of the world. Most people would run away. But what if I told you that behind those scary headlines is a 36-year-old leader shaking the world and a nation building its own future from scratch? Today, we're going inside the forbidden zone to find the truth they aren't telling you. This story is about to get wild. From being held at airport security to seeing what $400,000 gets you in a war zone. You won't believe what's actually happening on the ground. So stick around until the end because the real Burkina Faso is nothing like what you've seen on the news. Alright, let's dive in, shall we? Grab a seat. Maybe some popcorn if you're feeling fancy. Because we're time traveling back to a landlocked slice of West Africa that's been punching way above its weight for decades. Burkina Faso, say it with me, Burkina Faso. It means land of upright people. And boy, does that name fit like a glove. But rewind with me to the 1980s, when this place was still called Upper Volta, a dusty French colony that felt more like a forgotten backyard than a nation on the rise. Our story kicks off with a guy who became a legend before he even hit 40. Thomas Sankara. Picture a young military officer, sharp as a tack, with this infectious grin and a beret tilted just right. It's 1983, and Burkina's reeling from droughts, corruption, and debts piled higher than the Sahel sand dunes. Sankara storms in with a coup that's less blood in the streets, and more, let's fix this mess together. He renames the country on August 4th that year. Bam, Burkina Faso is born. No more colonial baggage. It's a fresh start. A shout out to integrity and self-reliance. Sankara wasn't messing around. He rides a beat-up Peugeot everywhere, sells off the government's fancy Mercedes fleet to buy farming tools for villages, and bans first-class travel for officials. We're all in this, he'd say, his voice crackling over crackly radios. He plants over 10 million trees in a single green Burkina. Weak women, kids, soldiers, everyone digging holes under the scorching sun. Malaria drops because he hands out mosquito nets like candy. And get this, he tells the IMF and World Bank to take a hike on those crippling loans. Africa's not poor, he'd argue in speeches that lit up the continent. It's exploited. By 1987, literacy's up, infant mortality's down, and folks are buzzing. Could this be the blueprint for Pan-Africa? You know, the kind of vibe that makes you think, why isn't this taught in schools? But here's where it gets heart-wrenching, the kind of twist that sticks with you. On October 15, 1987, Sankara's gunned down in a coup backed by his so-called best friend, Blaise Compaoré. 33 bullets, they say, in a meeting room that should have been safe. Compaoré rules for 27 years after that, a slow slide into the same old corruption Sankara fought. Burkina simmers, protests bubble, but the lid stays clamped. Fast forward to 2014. The lid blows. Compaoré ousted in a people's uprising. Streets alive with youth chanting for change. Transitional governments come and go, but terror creeps in. Al-Qaeda affiliates from the north start hitting villages, schools, markets. By 2022, Burkina's the world's most terrorism-battered spot, over 2,000 dead in attacks. 1 million displaced. Soldiers mutiny twice in 9 months, screaming for better gear against ghosts in the bush. Enter our hero, stage left, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. It's September 30th, 2022, and at 34 he's the world's youngest leader. He leads the second coup, ousting the interim president with a promise. No more puppets, no more foreign boots on our soil. Traoré swears in on October 6th, his uniform crisp, eyes steady. We're reclaiming our destiny, he declares. And folks, he means it. First move, boots French troops out after decades of advising that smelled a lot like control. France, still smarting from losing Mali and Niger, calls it a blunder. Traoré, he shrugs and nationalizes gold mines. Burkina pumps out 60 tons a year, but only 10% of the cash stayed home before. Now, billions funnel to roads, schools, factories. Let's paint this picture vivid. Okay? Imagine it's July 2025, hotter than a Texas summer. Dust swirling like it's got a grudge. A traveler touches down at Ouagadougou International, the capital's airport, buzzing but backed up. Immigration guys eyeing the passport, funny common name, they say, like that's a crime. Cash? ATMs are ghosts. You gotta hit the black market for CFA francs, those colonial coins France still prints. Taxis? A rip-off, $50 for a 10-minute ride. But step outside, and whoa, new highways gleam under the sun. Chinese built but Traoré funded. Billboards scream Burkina rising. Kids in crisp uniforms stream from schools that popped up overnight. Our traveler, let's call him Alex for the story's sake. A curious American dodging desk jobs for dust trails, heads straight to the Grand Marquet. It's chaos in the best way. Stalls piled with indigo fabrics dyed by hand. Women haggling over shea butter that could moisturize the Sahara. Bismillah, they call, welcoming him like an old pal. He grabs a boo-boo, that flowing robe, for a steal $5 and chats up vendors who've seen it all. Traoré? He's our Sankara 2.0. One grandma says, her smile gap-toothed but genuine. No more French stealing our cotton. But flip the coin, poverty's still the thief in the night. Alex veers to Kalgondan, a slum on the city's edge where tin roofs sag like tired shoulders. Here, families scrape by on $2 a day, cooking millet over open fires while jihadists lurk 50 miles north. He meets Papa Kulabali, 63, perched on a stool outside a mud brick hut. Papa's lost 2 sons to the fighting, but his eyes, they sparkle. Peace is back, he says, clapping Alex's shoulder. Traore sent soldiers who actually fight for us. And free clinics? My diabetes meds are free now. It's raw, real, the kind of hope that sneaks up on you amid the flies and faded laundry. As the sun dips, Alex hops a mototaxi to Waga 2000, a neighborhood buzzing with new life. Apartments rise like defiant fists, government subsidized, rent controlled. Nearby, a car assembly plant hums, Traore's pushing, made in Burkina wheels. From scrappy sedans to solar-powered dreams. The CEO of a local taxi fleet pulls up in a shiny SUV. Name's Musa. He grins, shaking hands. Left Canada 5 years back, dreaming big. Started with 12 cars on a government loan, no strings. Just hustle. Now, 24 vehicles employing 50 drivers, all in 4 months flat. Traore's free education got my kids in uni, Musa says. Dialysis? Free at the new hospital. We're building, brother, not begging. Night falls, and the Faso Fun Festival explodes. Think county fair meets revolutionary rally. Bumper cars screech, cotton candy sticks to fingers. Families laugh under strings of bulbs. Security's tight but chill. No checkpoints, snarling lines. Alex joins a dance circle, hips swaying to balafon beats, sweat mixing with joy. A young mom, Aisha, shares her story over grilled chicken. Lost my husband in 23 raid. She admits, voice steady. But now, my girl's in school, safe. Traore talks sovereignty, we're listening. But let's zoom out, friends, because this ain't just street-level grit. Traore's playing 4D chess. He's linking arms with neighbors Mali, Niger in the alliance of Sahel states, ditching ECOWAS for a homegrown crew. That new currency? The Sahel dinar, backed by gold, not euros. Goodbye, CFA stranglehold. And the gold? Factories refining it on-site, jobs for thousands. Unemployment's dipping from 15% to under 10% in 2 years. Exports? Up 40%, cotton to China, shea to cosmetics giants. Even Hollywood's noticing rumors of a Sankara biopic with Traore consulting. Yet shadows linger. Assassination tries? The first, November 22. A bomb in his convoy, defused by a hawk-eyed guard. Second, March 23. Sniper from a rooftop, foiled by drone scouts. Third and wildest, June 24. That amoeba plot, a splinter jihad cell laced with ex-compare loyalists. Poison dart mid-handshake at a rally. Traore's bodyguard tackles the guy, saves the day. UN calls it unstable. Locals? They chant his name louder. Flash to Alex's last day, July 16, 2025. He's at the Future Mall site, a behemoth set for September opening. Steel beams pierce the sky, workers in hard hats welding dreams. This'll employ 5,000. The foreman boasts. Alex sips bisap juice, hibiscus sweet as victory, and reflects. Sankara planted seeds. Traore's harvesting. But is it sustainable? Terrorism's down 60%, but borders bleed. Economy's growing 6% yearly, yet 40% still scrape by. Traore's answer? More factories, solar farms lighting villages, women-led co-ops farming drought-proof crops. As Alex boards his flight, Ouagadougou fades. Minarets and markets shrinking to specks. But the buzz? It lingers. Burkina's not utopia. It's a forge, hammering out a fiercer Africa. Sankara